So we've been talking about finding good sources, and one of the easiest ways to find good sources is to use the DMACC library databases. A lot of students don't know these exist, especially online students, but they're really, really helpful, and they're pretty easy to access. So if you come here to Student Services, we're going to head to the library. One of the things you need to make sure that you have is make sure you have your DMACC 1 card, that's your library card, and you've got to register it with the library. Once you do that, you can do all of this stuff from home. So if you have problems, that might be the thing you need to do. So from here, we can find all sorts of things, but we're going to start with article databases because we know we need an article and we don't want to go anywhere to find it. We just want to use the internet. So from here, you'll see there's kind of a handful of databases. I'm going to show you this one, which is newspaper article databases, because we're looking for a newspaper, but you can often start with general research databases and have a lot of luck too. So there's a couple different places here. You can search through the Des Moines Register, Newspaper Source Plus, or historical newspapers. In this case, we're probably going to want Newspaper Source Plus. Iowa doesn't have the death penalty, hasn't really been an issue in a long time, and historical newspapers aren't going to give us that really contemporary information that we need for this. So let's start with Newspaper Source Plus. Most databases work in a pretty similar way. You put in key terms and you see what you come up with, but you can narrow it down in a lot of ways. So we're going to choose death penalty, and we're going to leave it really broad. We could choose subject or other items, but we're just going to leave it here. The one thing you do want to do is make sure you click on full text. That's going to make sure that anything you search will be the whole article and you don't have to go and find it elsewhere. You can also put in this year so that you only get articles from really contemporary articles. And there's other ways that you can search. We can just click on, we only want a newspaper article because we know that's what we want. And there's tons of options around here. So now we're going to hit search and see what we find. So it looks like we have more than 1,000 articles, so we should be fine. If you need to narrow that down, we can always add another search term. So we can put, you know, let's see, poverty. We'll search the same thing. We've got all of our limiters, so we get 3 articles in this way, which might be a little bit better. So this one's an editorial, so that's going to be an opinion. This one's a brief, so that might not be what we want. This might be something that we want, but it's from the Canberra Times, so that's Australian. So this might not be exactly what we need, but we could take a look. When you get here, you're going to see information about the article, and then you can scroll through here and take a look at it. You have the full text, so you can see the whole thing. Now, research is a process and it takes some time, and so you probably won't find exactly what you want on your first set of terms, but that's okay. We're just going to search around. So let's go back to just the death penalty. Hit search. So we can scroll through here and check out what we've got. Some things will be better than others. Some things will be really specific. All sorts of interesting things. So let's check out the new anti-hijack bill to include the death penalty. This is from the Hindustani Times, so that's from India. It might not be exactly what we want, but we can scroll through and check it out. So you can also actually have the article read to you in an Australian accent, if that makes it easier for you. Now, if you find an article that you like, let's say this is, sorry. If you find an article that you like and you want to keep it, you can do a couple things. Probably the easiest thing to do is email, and you can just put your own email address in here and give yourself a subject and some comments, and then hit send. So that way you'll have it in your email. You don't have to worry about coming back into here to find it. There's other things you can do. You can add it to a folder, or you can save it, or you can export it. All of those things are fine. I typically just use email. The other thing you can do, which is really handy, this is a secret trick for those of you watching this video, is you can actually click on Cite here and get your MLA citation for this. So what we can do is we can just copy and then we can go to our Word document. and we can just paste it in there. Hopefully that'll work. Well, it's not working now, but it does work. You can copy and paste it into your into a Word document. Now, it's not going to be properly formatted. We'll have to change the font and everything, but and you want to double check it. But for the most part, this is going to be the MLA style citation, which is really handy. So there you go. That's how to use, oh, there we go. It looks like I did it twice. And for some reason it's in green, but it's a good start. So that's how you use the DMACC library databases to search for newspapers. Now, if you want to back out of here, you can look at some of those general article databases and maybe find more magazines. That would be fine too. But this is a good place to start for Essay 3 assignment.